as civilization and time. We are intersectionally aware in moments in time, and temporarily. And that's what happened here. Our moment of consciousness was short-lived, as they usually are for us. The thing is, what paradigm was conveniently permissible enough for yesterday's time to be in the position to say anything to itself, confluenced out of itself? It was the stochasticisms of other introspecting and inquiring people that span the multilateral. But it was a type of readiness of a consciousness that was a product of its origin generationally. Unknowing and being known, and the bounds of condition and social filter ever permitting. If yesterday was a converging of that time's ability to have a conversation about what it misunderstands and takes at face value, then now you are cut off and confluenced away, but the projectiveness and angst in some places still does what a grasping human and wondering why not, does. We had an affirming moment, at our best, in worldly senses. We talked about misunderstanding, we stood up for life, we were mature in conflicted places. Form was trivial, perfection wanted to be. We could ask about outside and in when coming to engage natures and realities. We have not been that people, or that readiness, for quite some time. That time has ended. Some believe that climax and conclusion was to be had, and also, that a function of relation would endow them with an all-universal access to causality via you. I live to witness things consume people, anti-introspective outlooks, wills to be masters of things that bear more intrinsic nature, insisting that it harbored an interpositioning effect over people. The anger of it not being so. The destruction of life. What a typically, humanly, self-inflicting thing for consciousness to do to itself. While we are only supposed to let ourselves ask who we are and what we are ready to see, and broad questions into what a purpose is supposed to be. When the time came that our dialogues had things to say, and by some causality an apparatus was implied to do so, we became as insistent on the narrow as what is conveniently intuitive, so the response to that was, if it's not meant for me to enforce my nature into perfection, what is the purpose of doing anything? And then realize that I'm a nerd who is a don't put flags on the moon sort of person is not living in. This was a something that had to do with you, and with humans, and it might as well have been for human to understand, not something that reserved a glory road for a specific sentiment. Every projective impasse of human being that way has only shown its conclusive collapse is because of something within that humanity. You are just going into the unknown now. I am going to die one day, and accepted that whatever I did would disappear as well. In fact, I've always found something of a sky worth dying under for some reason at that. It's liberating and content the sky at that. Nothing about all that people drawn into themselves, left to figure out who and what they are like this is simple. And this circumstance has this way of being non-obligatory, I sense at times. But as I said, you draw your sense from how it was always humans doing just that. So go learn, and take lessons with you. The experience goes on.